The evening opened with a cinematic confidence that felt unmistakably Dior. At LACMA, the courtyard transformed into a dreamscape of smoke-softened Cadillacs, noir lighting, and California's signature golden haze. It was one of those rare fashion moments where the staging didn't just frame the show, it commanded it. Knowing Jonathan Anderson had drawn on Dior's long relationship with cinema and California culture, the set made perfect sense. It felt like the prologue to a story he was eager to tell. So when the first look appeared, I leaned in, curious to see how he would translate that vision, French craftsmanship meeting Los Angeles freedom, into clothing. The premise was strong, and the atmosphere suggested a collection ready to play with glamour, nostalgia, and modernity all at once. But as the show unfolded, the contrast became clear. The runway said Hollywood fantasy, the clothes said Bel Air luncheon. Not in a dismissive way, more in the sense that the world Anderson built around the collection was so vivid, so brilliantly cinematic, that the clothes' quietness felt intentional but unexpectedly restrained. He spoke about creating pieces that were cinematic yet wearable, playful yet sophisticated, and aligned with the modern woman. And the collection did lean into that ease. The silhouettes were soft, the palette approachable, the styling gentle. It all felt intentionally grounded. Yet something interesting happened afterward. The photos told a different story. Where the show video made the clothes read softer, simpler, even a bit one-dimensional, the still images revealed details the cinematic haze had swallowed: the embroidery, the rosettes, the textures, the sculptural elements. In photographs, the fantasy and artistry came into focus. The pieces that felt understated in motion suddenly carried more intention. It was as if the collection needed a still frame to speak clearly. The standout looks, the metallic fringed jacket, the rosette dresses, the Philip Treacy word hats, felt even stronger in images, their craftsmanship sharper and their references more legible. But even with that added clarity, the overall collection maintained a gentle, polished simplicity that didn't always match the scale of the staging. It wasn't a matter of execution. The workmanship was unmistakably Dior. It was more about dimension. The California poppies, the vintage film nods, the Tinseltown references, they were present, but they drifted by like soft impressions rather than fully developed ideas. The result was a collection that felt thoughtful and wearable, but not as layered as the set suggested. By the finale, the feeling wasn't disappointment so much as curiosity. Anderson clearly has a long-term vision for Dior, one that blends cinematic heritage with contemporary ease. This show felt like an early chapter in that arc, an establishing shot rather than the full narrative. Beautifully staged, conceptually intriguing, but still finding its depth. And maybe that's why it lingers. Not because it fell short, but because it hints at a story that's still unfolding, one that might reveal its sharpest dimension in the seasons to come.